Now, data reduction can be applied to obtain a reduced representation of the data set that is much smaller in size, yet maintain the integrity of the original data. Okay. Now, so data reduction means what? Suppose a huge database is there, actual database is there. So anyhow, we have to reduce its size and form a small database and then apply data mining. Now the question is how to convert this large database into small database. Now advantage of using small dataset. Now first advantage is what? Visualization. Okay. Now visualization means what? Suppose it is say 100 dimension. So you cannot visualize the 100 dimension. If you convert this into 2 dimension or 3 dimension, easily you can visualize the data. Second is what? Increase efficiency of the data mining algorithm. Okay. Now suppose we increase the data mining. So basically if you want to implement a data mining algorithm, and handling small data is much more better than handling huge amount of data. Okay. So in this case, definitely efficiency of the algorithm is increased. Third is what? Need low space. Definitely to execute a program, the data must be in the primary memory or the RAM, and we can implement data mining algorithm effectively. Now few techniques are there through which we can implement the data reduction technique. Okay, so few techniques are there through which we can implement data reduction. So first one is what? Data aggregation, attribute subset selection, dimensionality reduction, numericity reduction, and discretization and concept hierarchy. So we will see one by one in brief. So first one is what? Data cube aggregation. So data cube aggregation. So a data cube, generally this data cube term is used in data warehouse. Data cube means what? It is say customer ID, customer name, sale, okay, amount. So it is for January data. Similarly, this will be the February data, this will be the March data. Okay, so this is January data, February data, March data. So question is, can you aggregate all these things? Can you summarize this one? Instead of storing month wise, can you store year wise? Now suppose we can store year wise. 2005 data, here it is say 2006 data. That means what? Instead of storing month wise, we can store year wise. So that means what? Here we apply the aggregation. Okay, so if you apply this aggregation, we can reduce the data size and efficiently we can implement the data mining algorithms. Next is what? Attribute subset selection. So attribute subset selection means what? Suppose a database is there 5. Now in original, so it is our original database, and it is what? Selected database. So okay, suppose so here in this say total A1 to A5 attributes are there. Now we just select the best attribute for the data mining, or relevant attribute for the data mining. Suppose A2, A4 and A5. So here in original database total 5 attributes are there. In selected database only 3 attributes are there. That means here we are keeping the original value. Okay, we are not modifying or update the original value. We just keeping the original value. Now, so keeping irrelevant attribute may be detrimental. Okay, causing confusion for mining algorithm employed. This can result in discovering pattern of poor quality. Moreover, the added value of irrelevant or redundant attribute can slow down the missing process. So suppose, since for example, suppose here the attributes are say serial number, okay, roll number and religion. Now suppose we want to compare the student performance, okay, say gender with marks, okay. So if it is the case, then serial number, roll number, religion. These are what? These are what? Irrelevant attributes. Are you getting this one? So in a single database, serial number, roll number, name, gender, marks, and religion are there. But we need data mining. We want to apply data mining to know the relationship between gender with marks, or we want to identify something in between marks with gender. Then religion is immaterial, religion is irrelevant attribute, or roll number is irrelevant attribute, or serial number is irrelevant attribute. So we can eliminate this one. So we just keep these two one. So gender and marks, and then we can apply data mining technique. So if we remove the irrelevant attribute, that means we increase the accuracy of the data mining or quality of the data mining. Now attribute subset selection reduces the data set size by removing irrelevant or redundant attributes. So attribute subset selections, the purpose, the actual objective of the attribute subset selection is what? To removing the irrelevant or redundant attributes or a dimension. Now the objective of attribute subset selection is to find a minimum set of attribute such that the resulting probability distribution of the data classes is as close as possible to the original distribution obtaining using all attribute. Now in attribute subset selection is what? Eliminating the irrelevant attribute but retain the probability distribution of the original database. Suppose here we have selected something, but the probability distribution of this database must follow the original database. It should not vary. So the main question is how it is possible. How can we find a good subset of the original attribute? Okay. So suppose total n attributes are there. So total 2 to the power n possible subsets are there. Okay, so what we can do, we can apply exhaustive search can be applied. Exhaustive search means what? Identify each and every combination, or we may apply simple greedy method. Okay, we may apply statistical technique to identify best or worst attribute. Okay, so basic heuristic method of attribute subset selections are stepwise forward selection, stepwise backwards elimination, combination of both. That means combination of both stepwise forward selection and stepwise backward selection. And third is what? Decision tree induction. Now these techniques are very simple. So first one is what? Stepwise forward selection. What you can do, say all the attributes are there here, all the attributes are there, and we just select best attributes. Okay, and we can just create final attribute. Similarly, in a stepwise backwards elimination, so in stepwise backward elimination is what? Here all the attributes are there, we just discard the worst attribute. Here we select the best attribute and create the final attribute, but in all the attribute you discard all the worst attribute and then form the final attribute. In combination of both B and C, so what you can do here, it is a combination of both. Say it is all the attributes and here it is a final attribute. In combination of both A and B, so here it is all the attributes are there, here it is a final attribute. So in this process we just select the best one and we discard the worst one. So if you select the best one, so we can create the final attribute, and similarly from the all we can remove the worst one, so that we can implement this particular attribute subset selection efficiently. But remember one thing, while creating the final attribute, now while selecting the final attribute, just keep in mind that the distribution of the final attribute or the database with final attribute must be same as the distribution of all the attributes, or same as or near. Okay, now the final is what? Decision tree induction. So in decision tree induction we may use ID3 or C4.5 or CART algorithm if class levels are present. Okay, so we will discuss decision tree in detail in classification algorithm, in classification section. So in decision tree algorithm, a tree is constructed from the given data. The attribute which do not appear in the tree are assumed to be irrelevant. So we will see in detail, but for the time being, suppose these are the attributes x1 to x6. From x1 attributes we can create one tree, it is called decision tree. So if it is x4 and these are the class labels, okay, and these are the attributes. So if x4 yes, go to this particular path. If x1 is yes, then class level 1. If x is not, then class level 3. Similarly, if x4 is not, then go to this particular path x6, then compare with x6. If it is yes, class level 2. If it is no, class level 3. Now you can see there in this particular attribute only 3 attributes are there, appear x1, x4 and x6. So we just retain all 3 only and discard the remaining attributes. Okay, so in this way we can implement decision tree induction for attribute subset selection. Next is what dimensionality reduction. So in dimensionality reduction, here we may apply principal component analysis. Principal component analysis. So we will prepare another video on this principal component analysis. But in short, what we can do here, say n number of dimensions are there. So we have to convert this into n number dimension into small n number of dimension. So where n is less than equal to capital N. Okay. So how it is possible, and how we can perform that will just remember one thing. In attribute subset selection we retain the original data, but in principal component analysis, say these are the attributes, say a1, a2 to say a10, and here we transform the data. Okay, the data are changed, it transform the data and we just identify the principal component, say PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4 and so on. And if total dimension is 10, so total PC10 up to PC10 must be there. Okay, but our goal is to select the dimension as per our requirement. Suppose now we may select the principal component as per our requirement. Suppose here we select PC1 and PC2, that means only 2 dimension database is there. Suppose we select PC1, PC2, PC3, that means we are selecting 3 dimension and so on. Okay, so PC1 holds maximum variability, next PC2 hold next maximum variability and so on. So we will discuss in detail in the next video. Okay, so next is numericity reduction. So can we store the representation of the data instead of the data itself? That is the question. It is possible by applying numericity reduction. Okay, now suppose we have a data, say A, B, C. Question is, can you, so from this data we can form a database, form say y is equal to say x1 plus ax2 plus bx3 plus cx4. So from the database we can form one equation. Now the question is, can you store this equation, the parameters x1, x2, x3, x4 instead of storing the data? So suppose total 10 to the power 10 data are there. So instead of storing 10 to the power 10 data, we just stores few information, say x1 to x4. Question is, it is possible to store? So regression and log linear model. So we can create a model. So with the help of this model we can store. Similarly, we can apply the histogram, data histogram. Okay. So what is histogram? Histogram helps to identify the data attribute and to reduce the number of data. So we can watch our another video, histogram, where we discuss about histogram in detail. So in histogram, say there are few data information are there, say 5, 5, 10, 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So we can create histogram. Okay, say 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, then 10 to 15. So we can create histogram. Okay, say this is the frequency. Okay, and this is the x value. Now you just identify the midpoint. You just identify the midpoint, and instead of storing the whole database, we can store only these 3 data, which are the representative data. Okay, so in this way we can implement the histogram. We can use histogram to reduce the database. So next, similarly, we can apply clustering. Clustering is what? Grouping data. Okay, grouping data. So here how many data are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 data are there. So in clustering, we just identify the representative or cluster center. So instead of storing all the 13 data, we just store the cluster centers. So C1, C2, C3 are the representation of the group. So instead of storing this 13 data, we just store only these 3 data. So we can implement clustering for the data reduction. Similarly, we can implement sampling. It is also a clustering, it is also statistical technique. So this is the actual database. Say total size is 10 to the power 10, and we just sample few data. We just randomly select few data and create one sample database. Okay, the size may be 10 to the power 2. So it is what? Data discretization and concept hierarchy generation. So data discretization and concept hierarchy generation is a very simple concept. Here we just discretize the things. Okay, so we will prepare a separate video on concept hierarchy generation or data discretization. So in data discretization, suppose one continuous data is there, so we just break into small parts. Okay, convert this into small parts. It is called data discretization. Say 0 to 100 is there, so we can break into small parts. Say 0 to 20. Okay, say 20 to 40, 40 to 60, say 100. And we may say representative, we may use representative data for all the division, and in this way you can convert continuous data to discrete data, hence it is called data discretization. In concept hierarchy, here we convert low level concept to high level concept. Suppose ages are there, say age, so few ages are there, say 10, 20, 30, 50, 80, 90. So what you can do, we can group the data into say 45 is there, into discrete high level concept. Say 10 to 20 it is young, 30 to 50 say middle age, 80 to 90 it is say senior citizen. So young, middle aged and senior citizen. So only 3 classes are there, three attributes are there. So instead of storing all the database, we group the database into in the higher level, so that we can create like this, we can convert the data into this form of data, hence it is called, and it is possible using the concept hierarchy generation. Okay, so don't worry, we will discuss concept hierarchy data discussion in separate video in detail, and that is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.